Hi, everybody. I hope you're safe and sound. Well, I would like to talk about preferences, actually, okay? As you see on the screen, our topic is preferences. And these are expressed in different ways. The first one, as you can see here, is would rather do something. When I say do, I mean to say you need to use word one after would rather. Would rather do something, or an alternative to this is would sooner as well. But would rather is more common. Have a look at the examples. Which would you rather drink? Coffee or tea? I'd rather drink tea. It is more practical to make and most probably more economical too. Okay? In the second bit, when you make your preference between two things, would rather do something than do something else is used. Like in the example, which would you rather drink? Coffee or tea? I'd rather drink tea than coffee. In the next structure, if we want to show our preference at the moment of talking, we use would rather be doing something than doing something else. Let's study this example. I'd rather be playing my favorite computer game than studying English now. This shows that you're not happy with the thing you are busy at the moment, namely that you're not happy studying English now, okay? Because it is talking about present continuous tense, after would rather, we need to use be verb ing actually. In the next phase, when we want to make a past or when we want to show a past preference, we use would rather and then have verb 3. This helps you to express that you very much wanted to do something in the past, but which you couldn't fulfill, which you couldn't do. Like my example I have given downstairs. I would rather have stayed in Holland than have come back to Turkey in 1983. But the reality is, I came to Turkey, unfortunately. The next one is when you make it a negative statement, you do it with the structure shown here. Would rather not do something. Would rather not do something, mind you. I'd rather not tell them the truth for the time being because it is so disappointing. For the time being, I don't want them to feel sad or disappointed. I would rather be swimming in the sea now, but I'm not. I'd rather not have told her the truth yesterday. She left me and returned to her country right away. So after would rather not, you can use, be verb ing to show that you would like to make a present continuous preference, but at the same time you can use have verb 3 after would rather not or would rather to talk about your past preference. Let's repeat it. I'd rather not have told her the truth yesterday. Why? Because I told her the truth, and as a result of this, she left me and returned to her country right away. There is the exercise, okay? Let's see whether you can concentrate on this. Use the most suitable form of would rather here, please. Okay? I'm not going to just tell you the right answer. Later on, I'm going to be sharing it with you with the key. I mean to say in the next phase. It says here, it seems to me that I will have to spend the whole afternoon shopping with my mother-in-law now. And to tell you the truth, I'd rather blah, blah, almost anything else you can think of than blah, blah around the shops with her. Think about what may follow in the examples here. Okay, 2. I would rather blah, blah, my voice at her, but at that time, this gives us a clue, actually, that it was in the past, but at that time, it was the only way to get her attention. So you need to make a past preference here. I would rather not blah, blah, blah. As you know very well, I'd rather blah, 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 the bus and the boat to Cyprus, but I didn't have enough money to buy a plane ticket there. That means to say you need to make another past sentence to talk about your past preference, okay? I'd rather blah, blah, this question. Why? Why not? Because I want you to respect my privacy. Does it tell us that we need to make a present preference here? Well, 2 people are talking in question number 5. The first one asks, which would you rather blah, blah now? Now, swimming in the sea or whitewater rafting? And his friend most probably answers neither. I'd rather blah, 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 because I'm dog tired, meaning I'm really exhausted. And in the 6th, it says, my son resigned from his job almost a year ago, but he is still not looking for a job because he'd rather blah, 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 a much longer rest before starting again. Okay? Is it a present preference? Do we have to put, or do we have to make a present preference or present continuous? Let's see it here in the key. Okay? It seems to me that I will have to spend the whole afternoon shopping with my mother-in-law. And to tell you the truth, now I'd rather be doing almost anything else you can think of than walking around the shops with her. Well, mothers-in-laws, they are always so admired, I believe. I would rather not have raised my voice at her, but at the time, it was the only way to get her attention. But we do understand that this created a problem for the speaker, okay? As you know very well, I'd rather not have taken the bus and the boat to Cyprus. This is the thing most probably that I did, okay? I did, take the bus and the boat to Cyprus, okay? But I would rather not have taken the bus and the boat to Cyprus. And this tells me why I had to do that. I'd rather not answer this question. I want you to respect my privacy. Most probably this question is a private question. Number 5. Which would you rather be doing now? Swimming in the sea or whitewater rafting? Neither. I'd rather be sleeping instead because I'm very, very tired, exhausted. Dog tired, a good expression actually. My son resigned from his job almost 1.5 months ago, but he's still not looking for a job because he'd rather have a much longer rest before starting again. This shows how much my son loves holidays, most probably. Okay? In the next structure, we use someone would rather someone else did something. Okay? Have a look at the meaning. Although we use some would rather someone did something, we need to focus on the meaning of this structure. Have a look at the important note. As shown in the structure above, if two subjects are not the same person but different, the verb after the second subject must be verb 2. Past, but the meaning is present. So these two subjects, if they are not the same, if they are different, then the verb after the second subject must have verb 2 or past form, but the meaning is going to be present. Have a look at the example given here. I know you don't want to spend your summer holiday at your grandparents', but I'd rather you did. As you know very well, I will be working day and night this summer, and there is no other option. So I'd rather you did stay with your parents. Another example, Tuana wants to be a nurse, but I'd sooner she, see, the subjects are different. I'd sooner she became a teacher. How about the last example? Would you mind if I smoked here? And the answer is, I would rather you didn't. In a way, it means that I don't want you to smoke. The subjects are different, and the verb here must be verb 2. Didn't smoke. I would rather you didn't smoke. Okay? The second structure is, okay, someone would rather someone else had verb 3 something. This time, the subjects are again different, and we this time are making a past. We are actually trying to define a past preference. Okay? I'd rather my mother had not passed away so early, but unfortunately, she died when I was a little kid. I'd rather my mother had not passed away, had not died so early. Okay? I would rather they hadn't invited me to their wedding. Now I have got to go there. And you know, I don't like going to weddings. I would rather they hadn't invited me to their wedding. Okay, let's move to the next phase. And as a matter of fact, we have the exercise for us. Try to think calmly and answer the questions. I'll give you enough time, people. Go on. I'd rather you tease Dave about his weight each time you see him, because that's what you do all the time. Each time you see Dave, you teach him about his weight. And, you know, he's very sensitive about it. So what are we going to put here? I'd rather, the subjects are not the same, different. I'd rather you, blah, blah, blah. He's Dave. Okay? 2, the manager would rather you, blah, 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 mention the new product. Did you really mention the new product? The customer preferred to wait for it and it won't be ready for months. So the manager would rather you, blah, 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 mention the new product. Is it past or present? Is it a past preference or present? If it is a present preference, we need to use verb to. If it is a past preference, we have to use had, verb 3. Their aunt and uncle have brought the kids chocolate again. We'd rather they blah blah them something healthier when they come to see them. When they come to see them, they should do something. They should bring them something healthier, not chocolate again and again. Therefore, we need to focus on this one. Is this gonna be a present preference or a past one? Again, if it is a present preference, it needs to be verb 2. If it is, past preference, it needs to be had, verb 3. Think about it. I can't stand those people. I'd rather you, blah, 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 them to the party. Did you invite them to the party? No, I'll have to be polite to them all evening. So you did it. It is very clear that you invited them to the party. Therefore, it needs to be, I'd rather you, blah, blah, them to the party. Okay? Let's see the answers right now. I'd rather you didn't tease Dave about his weight each time you see him. You know, he's very sensitive about it. He gets down. He feels down. He feels disappointed, very sad. So don't do it. I'd rather you didn't tease Dave about his weight. The manager would rather you hadn't mentioned the new product. Because if you hadn't mentioned the new product, most probably the customer would have bought an item present in the store. The manager would rather you hadn't mentioned the new. Their aunt and uncle have brought the kids chocolate again. This is something we don't like. We'd rather they gave them something healthier when they come to see them. It shows a present preference. I can't stand those people. I'd rather you hadn't asked them to the party, but unfortunately you did. Now I have to be polite to them all evening. The next structure is prefer something to something else, or as you learned, okay, let's say many years ago, prefer doing to doing something is possible too. I always prefer tea to coffee because it is more practical to make, okay, and it is much cheaper actually, okay. Prefer to do something rather than do something else. So my wife prefers to eat meat rather than vegetables. This is possible too. Prefer to do. Infinitive form is possible as well, but when we have prefer to do something, mind you, the preposition should be rather than here. Be careful. Let's go move to the next bit. Would prefer to do something rather than do something else. Okay? Doesn't it sound the same as would rather? They both serve the same purpose, but pay attention to their structures. You say, I'd rather stay at home than go shopping with you. Be careful. I'd rather stay at home than go shopping with you. Aren't you aware of the coronavirus we're suffering from? The same statement can be stated with this one as well. I would prefer to stay at home today than go shopping with you. I'd rather to stay at home today rather than go shopping with you, or just then go shopping with you. Okay? We have another structure which is, very easy and which is very often used in our daily conversations. By plus gerund to describe how to do things. The example, it is my experience actually. I improved my English by making a lot of practice with native speakers. So by making, be careful. Exercise number 3. Answer the following questions with by verb ing. Okay? I'm not going to answer them here on this screen. We need to be a little bit patient, but you can do it. Try to answer the questions. What is the best way to learn idioms in English in your point of view? You're going to use this information when answering the question. I believe you can learn English idioms best. How? Maybe you're doing it correctly. How is it possible for you to earn so much money these days? Use this information and answer it. I'm doing it. How? Blah, blah, blah. How were you able to get 100 from the English test? See the information? I was able to get it. How? Right. Let's have a look at the key. What is the best way to learn idioms in English in your point of view? I believe you can learn English idioms best by reading English novels. How is it possible for you to earn so much money these days? I'm doing it by working day and night nonstop. By working day and night nonstop. This is interesting. How were you able to get 100 from the English test? I was able to get it by making short daily revisions. Okay, that is the wisest way actually. Okay. How do you think your parents managed to live so happily for more than 60 years together? I'm sure they lived happily so long. How? I wonder how you can be so fit and thin all the time. I kept this fitness. How? Number 6. Can you share with us your golden rule as to how you have come to know so much about this young age? I have come to know so much. How? Let's see in the key, right? How do you think your parents managed to live so happily for more than 60 years? I'm sure they lived happily so long by respecting and loving each other. I wonder how you can be so fit and thin all the time. I keep this fitness by exercising regularly every day. Can you share with us your golden rule as to how you have come to know so much at this young age? I've come to know so much by reading as much as possible every day. People, thanks a lot for listening to me. I hope to see you later on, safe and sound. Take care, please.